Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Create Every Day in April. Today is Monday, April 12th, 2021, and we're going to be working on a process video. So we're going to do a quick video, well, not quick, but over time we'll get this particular thing completed. So firstly, we use this stamp right here. It's from Unity Stamp Company, and it's called Beach Girl. We stamped her out, and I did a project with her a while back, and this is how she looks. And this is inked up in alcohol ink. And then, we made these little box covers, these little box for the 5x7 card, and I was thinking, why not make a book to go in here? And so 3 envelopes I feel will fit nicely, because you want to have at least a few pages. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to burnish the edges down, the creases down again. And this is 5x7 paper. This is this envelope. It's prefabricated from my mind's eye. I got it from Tuesday morning a couple of, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe 2019. I don't think I saw these there last year, but they could be there. And so we're going to use some Aleene's in this instance. And I'm not sure if you all have this symptom of crafting and losing stuff as you're crafting, and then when you start crafting, you see it and you're like, who put that there? And you're like, oh, I did. That's me. This morning I had pulled out some envelopes ready to go, right? But I couldn't find them. They're on my desk. And you don't want to put glue too far to the edge, but just enough to make you happy. So this video will not be long. Not a long video. And by that I mean it's just going to be hopefully a continuous run, because if it's not continuous, that means I stop the video and I have to do other things, grab things or whatever, and that adds minutes. But it's 6:30 here, almost 7 o'clock, and I get my son up at 7:30 in the morning. And you have seen me do this before, but since we're creating every day, maybe today is your first time at the channel, and if it is, thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate that. So that's why I like to just repeat myself. And sometimes, when people watch a video that's older, a couple of years older, they tend to say, what did you use, or where did you get that from? So if I mention it in the video, you'll already have that information. You don't have to worry about me replying to your comments. I am going to get to all of those comments. I have 2 collaborations to catch up with, but this weekend, we're going to talk about this weekend really quickly, was a bit of a dud in some regards and not in others. So we had a garage sale on Saturday, so that's why we only did one little piece on Saturday, which is this lady. We stamped and colored her out, and the goal is to complete all the projects that we start here, unless I take on a big project on the 30th, which I doubt. I will do that, but if I take on a big project on the 30th, then it'll roll into May, but I doubt it. I have a plan for that. It's going to be something really fun. If you all have any interest in seeing me do anything, leave it in the comment section. I'll try to get to it. So we have our book. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages we need to cover. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make up some card covers for each page. And I feel like this would be a good front and back page. It's really nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut down all the way from 5 to 7 on our, because we want this page should be on the back, and we want this page should be on the front. So it's going to be 5 because that's how wide the paper is. So right here 5, and we're just going to cut it all the way down. I am the queen of scrap making, which I dislike wholeheartedly. And I know I've shown you, and you've probably seen where you can keep all of your paper except for that one little square. But in this instance, I only want certain stuff. So I'm going to find uses for it all. So now I'm going to cut this down. I'm just going to cut at 5 again, and we'll have our 5 by 7. 5 and 7 is 12. Yeah. So this is our front. And then we'll do the same thing to this. So anyway, let's quickly discuss the weekend. So this weekend, Saturday, we had a garage sale. The big roommate was here, but he wasn't very helpful. He did get the money, so he got the money. And when I was setting up, some people had rolled up on me. Not like bad roll up. Well, I was in the house bringing stuff out. And I know some people don't even do their garage sales. They just kind of put the junk out there. And if somebody wants to buy something, they have them ring the doorbell. But I feel like that is the worst kind of garage sale to have. Unless you have to watch someone. And that was the whole reason why I wanted some help. Now, originally, whenever I have planned a garage sale in the past, I've always wanted my aunt's help. Because, you know, she's a good salesperson, first of all. And she's actually present. So, but she's not here. In spirit, but not in the physical form. So anyway, we had the garage sale, and our front yard looks like crap. It's so dry, the grass is gone. It's like, what's going on? And so I usually cut the bush in the front yard. But you know, if the man of the house is home, then he can get on it, right? So he's supposed to cut the... And it's hot here already. It's hot here, but I'm not complaining. I do prefer cold weather, just not super snow like in the past. So let's see, we got 2 pages, and this is going to be like a repeat because I don't want to have to go through all that. So we need, what, 2 more sheets of paper. So we can get 2 of the same directions out of here, which is good, and we can make something else with the other paper. I tore this. It's a pretty thick paper. Now, even though we're cutting this down 5 by 7, we're still going to have to end up going in here and trimming the paper down because we don't want it to be longer than our book pages. We want these to be a shorter book page. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these down and come back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put these on, and this is the front cover. So that's cool. We'll do that. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to the rest. So let's glue this down. Now, you could tape it if you're a bold person. I don't trust that I would ever get this placed properly, so it's definitely going to be a glue situation for me. So anyway, garage sale on Saturday. He rakes up all the leaves, breaks the rake, and it's hot, right? So he has to go to work yesterday morning, which is Sunday. Mommy, me, I go to the store. Now, this is about noontime. Noonish? Maybe noonish, yes. And I go to the big hardware store. Not Ace, right? But Ace is the place. No, I didn't go to place Ace. I don't even know if we have an Ace hardware here. I haven't seen one in a while. But anyway, so I go to Home Depot, get that, and get some grass seed, and get out there and rake up all the leaves, because today, Monday, is trash day. So I rake up all the leaves that he had already put in big piles. And I'm not afraid of snakes, but it would be wise for us to not be friends, if that makes sense, because I don't want to get bitten by a snake, and I don't have to kill a snake just because, right? So my fear is that a snake would crawl underneath the pile, and then because my son wants to jump in the leaves, and but I don't do well with nature like that, like dust and leaves and stuff touches my skin. And I've already told you I've been having really, really bad allergies lately. So I get out there and I'm raking the leaves up because I can't find the trimmer. For some reason, I can't find the edger, and I don't know what's going on with it, but I need to get that done. And I also want to cut the yard in the backyard so I can have my little guy go out and run around some, because they've opened up everything in Texas, you know, like the pools and stuff like that. So we have a community pool, and I just don't trust people enough to do that. I've never trusted people enough, so it has nothing to do with the pandemic, but I don't want to take my son to the pool because I guarantee you in about a week, people are going to be complaining, someone had a party here and they didn't clean up behind themselves, and things like that. So anyway, he and I got out there and we did that, and so we're going to put this page here into this page, and then we can do some waves, and then we'll do seahorse waves, and so that's how we do it. So, you know, we go out there and he's playing in the leaves because, of course, you know, cartoons. I decided I wasn't going to trim anything down. What I'm going to do is I want to put it as close as possible to the edge, just like that. And if it hangs over some, I'll go back and trim it, or I'll put some lace or something on there. And I was thinking, is this little envelope box going to be large enough for us? So anyway, we go out there, rake up the leaves, and by then I'm not sure how you dress if you do your gardening or whatever. I have on full grass battle gear. I have on long pants, sneakers, long sleeve shirt. I usually have a pair of work gardening gloves, but I couldn't find them, so I have to go to the store today and get a few pair. Just some cheap, inexpensive gardening gloves from the Dollar Tree. So I go in the garage, I find some gloves that I have had. I think they're non-latex, but I put those on, tuck the gloves over my sleeve so no dirt can get in the sleeve, no dirt can get, no bugs or anything like that can crawl in, because I have really bad seasonal allergies to pollen and junk like that. So we go out there and we do that, and of course, you know, I'm like, I'm going to be hot and sweaty, which I wasn't really sweaty like as much as I thought I was going to be, because the day had cooled off. We did this around 7 p.m. So it had cooled off some, but it was still hot. So 2 bags of leaves later, come in the house, take off clothes, take a cool shower. The water is hot. It's cold but hot. And then I take some medication. Take Tylenol. Now this is where I was like, am I going to wake up in the morning? Because I take some Tylenol, right? And then I'm still itching because Tylenol doesn't get rid of the itch. And then I take a Benadryl. So I only take 2 Tylenol, 500. So it's like 1,000 total. And I don't do well with medicine. I am such a cheap drunk as I've gotten older and relaxed on all the fun activities of like partying and alcoholic beverages and stuff like that. So I don't indulge in that too frequently. So Tylenol usually knocks me out fairly quickly. So I'll take them at night if I'm in pain. And I felt like I was going to be in a lot of pain because yesterday my back was acting up. Anyway, all right, so this is where we're going to come into our problem at. And I want to try my best to make sure that these stay burnished down. That'll be fine. All right, let me just trim these because I don't want to have to go through that the rest of the time. So I take the medication and I am fading fast, right? Fast, 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 fast. So the little guy, I'm like, okay, because he was like, can I play a little longer? I was like, okay, you can play for 10 more minutes or whatever he was doing. I said, once you finish that, come and get me so I can give you your bath and you can go to bed. But my son has turned into a TV fanatic, and I am contemplating seriously getting rid of the televisions, at least the ones downstairs, and either unplugging them or only limiting him to the weekends. So we have to see about that, because I don't mind not watching television, but I have other things that occupy my time. Like if I could craft all day without interruptions, that would be amazing, but that's never going to happen because, you know, I have to cook, clean, all the other stuff. So anyway, yeah, I took some medicine and I woke up this morning at 2 or 3 to go potty, because that's my new routine, it seems like. And I was like, I refuse to get up at 3 o'clock because I'd be sleepy. I would be sleepy through the rest of the day. And I really don't want to get up that early and fight to stay up to 8 o'clock. So lately I've been getting up at 2:50, 3 o'clock, 3:30, and just staying up, coming up here to do CREDA, and getting tidying up or starting some laundry and all this other junk. And then I'm just kind of drifting the rest of the day. So I don't want to do that. I wanted to sleep, you know, sleep until maybe 5. But I slept until 6:29. I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and get up. And I felt like I can do this project in X amount of time. And then, you know, we'll just do more tomorrow. Although tomorrow will probably be the end of this project. It's not going to be a long, tedious, drawn-out project. I have a few things I want to do, and then we'll be done with it. Because I think we made a book. Yeah, we did another book with the other stamp we did. I have a few projects I really want to try out. I think that'd be fun. I've seen a lot of people doing different inexpensive projects, you know, from Dollar Tree. They've been using certain things, so I feel like that would be cool for us to try. Maybe you can inspire me and I can inspire you. But if you have any things that you would like for me to see, like for me to do, and you want to see me do them, you know, anything, try something out or whatever, then leave me in the comment section. So you see, it's not on the crease, but it's lifted up, versus this side is flat because we have more space. It's respecting that space, and that one doesn't. So are we going to do anything to it? No. I'm just going to burnish this down and make sure it stays like this. So now with this lady, I don't want to fussy cut her out. I want to keep her, but I think we'll end up fussy cutting her out. So let's go ahead and do that. If I had known that I was going to fussy cut her, I would have just cut her closer to the edge of the paper. Even though this is Michael's 65-pound cardstock, so it's, in my opinion, it's a little bit more flimsy and cheap than 110 cardstock. It still gets the job done, and we can use this for stamping sentiments or other little test coloring. So we're gonna put her right here, and we'll have a quote on the top. So I guess she's looking back at the ocean. Maybe she's a secret mermaid. Remember when movies were like really good movies and they weren't rehashes? Because I was thinking, I'm quite sure there's some really good movies out right now. I haven't like looked into any movies lately, but this made me think of Percy Jackson. Now, I read the first book and I listened to the other ones on audiobook. And listening to a book is not, in my opinion, is not the same as reading a book. Even though it covers, I read a book, right? It covers that. I feel like when you listen to a book, it's more of a visual story. You can visualize it a little bit better when someone's reading it to you, especially if they have like a really nice speaking voice. And you can use your imagination, because when you're listening to an audiobook, it's no visual anything. But when you read a book, you're reading the pages. And when you're reading that book, the story is coming to life in your head as you read the words. Hopefully that makes sense to you all. I'm not a hardcover book snob or anything like that, because I just said I have listened to some audiobooks. Like when I drive, I listen. Before, when I was employed, I would listen to Sherlock Holmes mysteries. And in those books, they actually have like footsteps and door creaks and things like that, little shots, and to give you more of a visual stimulus. So yeah, this reminds me of Morticia Adams. So anyway, I guess the reason why this lady reminds me of Percy Jackson is because in one of the scenes, Percy dad is Poseidon, spoiler. And so I just think that she's looking in the ocean, wondering if they're going to come from underneath the water, or she's looking and they have those big sea creatures coming out. Maybe they're riding back to it, but she's not in that trilogy. She's not in that storyline. It just makes me think of Percy Jackson. I really wish that it had performed better, because I would love to see those books come out. But I think Percy Jackson came out around the same time as Harry Potter, and no way can you compete with the Wizard in that regard of the visual effects and things like that, unless the same. I think Peter Jackson, is it Peter Jackson? I think Peter Jackson was the director, and he does really well. I think he also did Lord of the Rings, right? So that's why he didn't do all of the Chris Columbus did something, and maybe Peter Jackson is in there as well. I don't know, but I know that they Harry Potter, I did not want to get into Harry Potter because I'm not really big into like sci-fi magic. I'm not into magic stuff like that. I like some of it, but not a lot of it. I'm not into sci-fi. Like, I'm not a Trekkie. I have no idea about the Star Wars, things like that. I've only seen a few. I saw the first 3, the original 3 that was supposed to be 4, 5, and 6. So I saw those back in the day. And I remember Spaceballs because it was a parody of it with John Candy. So I've seen those. Like, I watch parodies over the real thing, I suppose. I think we're going to leave her arm intact. Anyway, this is our project for today. And we're going to get some sentiments and stuff like that. And we'll finish this up tomorrow. I want to say thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful, crafty, creative day. Happy crafting.